Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So I thought we haven't done a Have You Ever Wondered for a little while. So I got my brain cap thinking, guys, what could I do? Now, I am pretty sure this has been covered by other channels before, but I have not covered it here at Manfa's Makes, and I have seen other content creators do this when they get skeins or cakes of yarn. Now, what am I talking about? Well, have you ever wondered if your yarn weighs what it should? Now, on every yarn band you get grams and ounces. And I have never even thought to consider whether we are actually getting what it states on the label. For me, it really doesn't matter because I buy yarn because it's pretty, it's for a specific project, I know I'm going to use it, whatever the case may be. So I've never thought to weigh my yarn before, but I have seen other podcasters weigh their finished item and they still have yarn left over to let you know how much was left and how much it took to make the project. And I just thought, for a fun little experiment today, let's weigh some yarn. So I do have a kitchen scale here, which is what I am going to be using today to weigh the yarn, guys. Now I'm going to weigh it with the label on, and then I'm going to weigh it with the label off. And now I can't get the battery cover in. There we go. So bear with me a second while I set up my scale. And there we go. And I'm going to be doing it in grams, guys, because that is the metric weight. And here in the UK, we follow the metric system. So I have literally just pulled some random cakes and skeins from my stash to do this experiment with. There is no reason for why I picked these particular ones. I just gathered a selection for us, totally random. So here we go. The first one that we are going to be looking at is Karen Simply Soft. You will, well, most of you will be familiar. This is actually Karen Simply Soft Heathers. And where is all the details? Let's have a look. Charcoal Heather is the colour. And medium 4-way, 5mm knitting needles, 5mm crochet hook, 100% acrylic, machine washable and dryable, and apparently it's 5 ounces or 141 grams. So let's see if Karen Simply Soft weighs in correctly. Now, my scales have done something funny again now. There we go. So, putting it on the scales. And it actually says 157 grams, guys. So that is over the 141 it says on the label. Now I'm going to take the label off. Oh. And it says 156. So the label is only 1 gram, okay? And we have, what was it, 141. We have 15 more grams in our skein of Karen Simply Soft. So actually, there's more yarn than what you thought you were paying for in this. So that's a happy start, isn't it? Now, I'm not doing this to highlight any negativities or, you know, dog on any companies or anything like that. This is literally just a little experiment me and you are doing today for no other purpose than just my intrigue. Okay, I had to find out. So the Simply Soft was over. What about just a Karen cake? Now this is in the colour Spice Cake. 4 medium weight, 5mm needles, 5mm hook, hand wash, lay flat to dry, 80% acrylic, 20% wool, and apparently it's 7.1 ounces or 200 grams. Oh, let's leave the label on first of all. Let's get my scale back to where it needs to be. So 200 grams supposedly. Well, it's saying 213. So again, it is over. Let's take the label off and weigh again without the label. Now it's 208. So this label weighs 5 grams. But we have 8 grams over in this cake, which is amazing. Again, we got a little bit more for the money. Absolutely fabulous. So Karen kicked off with a great start. Okay, now where am I going? I'm going to go with this Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Cotton. This one is called Sprinkles on Top. 4mm needle, 4.5mm hook, 100% cotton, lightweight 3, machine washable and dryable. Apparently it's 5 ounces or 142 grams. Let's see, shall we? Well, my scale is saying that it's 153 grams, so that's 11 grams more. Let's take the label off. There we go. 149. So this label weighs 4 grams and it is still 7 grams more than what the label states and what we thought we were paying for. So, well done, Yarn Bee. This cake is fantastic. What are we going to go for now? Right, let's go for another brand you'll be familiar with. Here we are, Lion Brand Mandala. And this is in the baby colourway. This is in the colourway Arundel. 100% acrylic, machine washable and dryable, lightweight 3, 3.75mm hook needles and 5mm hook. And it says 5.3 ounces or 150 grams. Let's see what the scale says. The scale says 162 grams, so that is over as well. That is 12 grams over. Let's take the label off and weigh it again. 156. So 6 grams more than what we paid for. Awesome. Now I say than what we paid for. A lot of my yarn has been gifted to me, so some of it I haven't actually paid for, but I'm just trying to make the point that you get more in your thing of yarn than what you thought you were getting. Right, now let's have a look at this Premier Spun Colours. This is in the colour Lakeside. And as you can see there on the front, it's supposed to be 7 ounces or 200 grams. Medium 4, 5mm needles, 5mm hook, hand wash, lay flat to dry. 65% acrylic and 35% fine superwash merino. So supposedly it's 200 grams. Oh, leave the label on first, Manfa. Now with the label on, it's 233 grams, which is amazing. Now let's take the label off. And it's still up. It's 228. So 28 grams more, which means you get more yarn, which means more yardage, which means it goes that smidgy bit further than what the label insinuates that it does. Now this has been a happy experiment so far. I truly was expecting to weigh them and feel a little bit diddled, but not yet. Okay, let's go to Hobie, shall we? This is Mike's Dolce Cashmere from Hobie. 3 to 4mm needles, 3.5 to 4mm hook, 65% wool, 25% polyamide and 10% cashmere. It's a super fine one and you have to hand wash, do not tumble dry. This is colour 06 and apparently it is 200 grams. My scale is saying that it is 215, which is awesome. Going to pop the label off very carefully, and I know I'm going to struggle to get this one back on. I might regret this. Okay, label is off. And it's 211, so it is still over what the yarn label states. So we are getting more yarn than what is stated on the label so far, guys. Absolutely amazing. So that was the Dolce Cashmere. Now we're going to go for a Cotton King Sultan Deluxe in this lovely colour here. 100% cotton, 2.5 to 3.5 knitting needles, 3.5 to 4mm hook, fine number 2, and you can wash but do not tumble, do not iron, etc, etc. This is colour 24 and it is supposed to be 250 grams. That is saying 272. Wowzers. Right, let's take the yarn label off, and again I'm probably going to regret it, so we'll be nice and gentle. There we go. Naked. And it's 269, so it's 19 grams more than what it states. So every yarn so far has been more than what the label says it is, which is fantastic. Now, Stenley. This is a candy opal. Gorgeous blue and sparkly. 85% soft cotton and 15% lurex. Fine number 2. You can wash but do not tumble. 3 to 4mm knitting needles, a 0 to 2 hook. I don't know what that means, but there we go. Okay, don't forget that with Stenley you get this little wooden pull tag, which will have some weight but not a lot. It is not heavy at all, and apparently there are 300 grams in this, if it will stay on my scales. Let's put it that way. Ooh. 321. So let's take the label off and put it on again. 317. So Stenley gives you more as well. How fan-dabby-dozy. Awesome. Okay, now I forgot that I had pulled this one out. Let's go back to Premier. I have got a ball of the Hipster Cotton. 100% cotton. It is in the colour Rainbow Roller Skates. Machine wash, warm, tumble dry, lightweight 3, 4mm needles, 5mm hook. And it says that this is a 100 gram ball or skein. My scale is saying 105 grams. Now let's take the label off. And it's 102. So it is over, but it's not as over as some of the others. And there is a better look at the Rainbow Roller Skates for you guys. I've got to give you a bit more of the yarn porn, haven't I, eh? So there we go. That one is over as well. There we go. Okay, now we are going to go to, I think this is from Knit Picks, yep, or We Crochet. This is Dishy. It is worsted weight, and there you can see it's supposed to be 100 grams in this gorgeous purpley colour. It's a worsted 4. machine wash cold, tumble dry low, lilac mist. And it says 100 grams. Let's see what the scale says. It says 103. Now we'll take the yarn band off. And it's 102. So again, not loads of extra yarn, but still extra than what it says on the label. And even with the label off. This has been a good experiment. I'm enjoying this. Okay, now we are going to go with some of the yarns that I bought yesterday that you would have seen in the yarn haul. Well, this one isn't, but it was a recent yarn haul. This is the Emu Classic Aran, okay, which is a 4-weight, 100% premium acrylic, 5mm knitting needles. There's no crochet hook recommendation. Machine washable, tumble dry normal, colour white. And it's supposed to be 100 grams. Okay. Ooh. That says 99. Let me get another one out of my stash. Because there was one of the whites that I did use a smidgy bit of. And that might be the one. Let's get another one. Just to check. Here's another one. That's the one I just weighed. Let's weigh this one. This one's 102. Take the label off. He's now naked. He's now 99. Emu. Let me put it on again. Okay, it's now saying 100, but it is right there on the actual cusp. So because these have been a little bit tricky, let me grab some more. Here's another one out of my box. That one says 103, and then with the label off, smack bang on 100. So I think I must have used a smidgy bit out of this one. So Emu Classic Aran is bang on 100 grams before they put the labels on, by the looks of it. So you do get what the label says. That's interesting. There we go. See, it's good doing these experiments. You find out all sorts of information. Okay, now, yesterday's yarn. Elements, Colours, Wave Decay. This is the colourway Land's End. 100% acrylic, 4mm knitting needles, no hook recommendation, machine washable and tumble dryable. And it's supposed to be 100 grams. Let's see. It says 103. Take the label off. It's naked. Oh, isn't it gorgeous though? Put it back on the scale. Bang on 100 grams. And both the Emu and this one are from the Knitting Network. So they obviously try and get their skeins of yarn bang on 100 grams. Oh, and I've just bent the ball band and I'm going to rip it. I will fight with this one off camera. Okay, and then the last one is yesterday's Papacha Cake Silver. Okay, and this is 95% acrylic, 5% polyester, machine washable, lightweight 3, and it's supposed to be 150 grams. Let's put it on the scale. It says 160. So I'm going to remove the ball band so that it's naked. And put that back on the scale. And it's 155. So Papacha is over what you are supposed to get. So Knitting Network are trying to be bang on exactly what they said they're going to give you. Well, I really enjoyed that. I'm just having a look to see if there are any other companies that I haven't featured. I've done Hobby Lobby. I didn't do Ice. Let me see. ice is crinkly. Sorry for the crinkles. Okay, does it give? It does. So this is a Cakes Cotton Fine from Ice. There you go, Ice Yarns. And recommends 3mm. Just says 3mm. It's a 2 fine, 50% cotton, 50% acrylic. And you can wash but do not iron. Made in Turkey, and it's supposed to be 250 grams. Let's see. 263. Let's take his little jacket off. There he is, all naked. 256. So it is more than it states on the ball band. So overall, guys, you get either bang on what the label says or a smidgy bit more. And obviously, a smidgy bit more is amazing. Are there any other companies? Don Premier, Don Karen, Lion Brands. Have a look, have a look, have a look. Oh, we are. Let's try a Shepyers, shall we? Sheepshees, Shepyers, whatever. And it's a whirl. And 60% cotton, 40% acrylic, 3.5 to 4mm hook or needles. It's a fingering weight. Made in China. You can wash but do not tumble. You've got to lay flat. This is the colour Jumping Jelly. And it's supposed to be 215, 215. Oh, I took the label off. Duh. 215. Let's see with the label on. Oh, must fail. Change setting. There we go. 230. Now let's take the label off. See, he's naked and gorgeous. 228. So yeah, you get more with Shepyers as well. Anything else? I have got so many different types of yarn. Let's do the Elise Bella Ombre Batik, which is 100% cotton. Lovely blues. 3 weights, hand wash, lay flat. 2 to 4 needles, 1 to 3 hook. That's not millimeters, that's numbers. Colour 7407, and they're supposed to be 250 grams. And it's saying 264. Now let's make it naked. And now it's 260. So yeah, you get more with this brand as well. Oh, this would be interesting. This was gifted to me from Australia. And this is the Cleckheaton Country Naturals 8-ply. It's 85% Australian wool and 10% acrylic, 5% viscose, made in Australia. Colour 2013. And it's supposed to be 50 grams. Isn't it gorgeous with those flecks? So it's supposed to be 50 grams. 55, take the label off, and it's 53. So even all the way from Australia, you're getting what you think you're getting. So that's blue. Okay, we've got a James C. Brett Twinkle print, and it's DK. Baby Twinkle, sorry. Look at all the sparklies. It's so gorgeous. Shade BTP 20, 66% acrylic, 29% polyamide, 5% polyester, machine washable, 4mm needles, and it is supposed to be a 100-gram ball. $103. Take the label off. 101. So actually the UK yarns are a little bit more stingy. Doesn't look good for us here in the UK, does it? Well, anyway, guys, I could be going on this experiment all day long because I'm pretty sure that there are other companies that I haven't looked at today. And now everything's falling off my shelf. Yeah, there's Loops and Threads and Red Heart and Stylecraft, King Cole. But I would literally be here all day if I weighed every single brand, and I have already kept you for 25 minutes. But in conclusion to today's episode of Have You Ever Wondered, if you get the weight of yarn you think you're buying, and by weight I mean how much the skein or cake weighs, then yes, you are. And you're getting a little bit more in some instances, which is absolutely fantastic. So I've really enjoyed trying this little experiment out with you here today. Have you ever wondered, are you intrigued? Are you now going to pull out your kitchen scale and weigh some of your yarn? Yeah, curiosity got the better of me. So that's why we did today's video. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. A nice little one show wonder of Have You Ever Wondered, which is fabulous. Please tune in again tomorrow for Tile of the Week Thursday. I hope you are having a wonderful week. I love you all loads. So until I see you tomorrow, guys, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye guys, love you loads.